Ever since the release of Star Wars The Force Awakens by J.J. Abrams, a lot of people have been wondering about the Knights of Ren and their further involvement in the sequel trilogy. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, we are moving rather smoothly through principal photography for Episode 9. They began shooting on August 1st of this year, and a lot of things have been done so far. The first act is all completed, and now they're working on the second and third acts. Now, they're currently doing a major scene over in Jordan, and then as we go through November and December, a whole lot more scenes will be done by Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, and all of the new actors and actresses that are actually involved in this film. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this movie when it comes to some of the set designs, the set leaks, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which specifically has all to do with a set design that will actually require both Daisy Ridley and the male actors in their 20s that we have been hearing about these past couple of months or so, which could very well be the Knights of Ren. Specifically, this is where things get interesting, is that Daisy Ridley is set to shoot a scene over at Cardington during the first week of December for what's being described as a fight scene that will require tons of wire work, a stunt double, and training with the lightsaber stunt hill prop. Daisy will partially be fighting against 6 actors that have training in martial arts, using weapons like spears and axes that could be the Knights of Ren. Daisy will be doing some backflips by use of some of the wires that will allow her to do so. That will later be rotoscoped to be invisible when the film is finished. The set for this sequence so far, from what's been developed, is described as an exterior environment with a rocky surface and some cliffs made of hard foam. This could be a new planet or a returning one from a previous film. So I wanted to go over this because this is really getting me excited for Episode 9. I know a lot of people have been wondering about where are the Knights of Ren. We haven't really been hearing about them too much these past couple of weeks, but we've actually been going over this for a good amount, right now, like 6 months or so, about these male actors in their 20s, and a lot of people are starting to really wonder if they are indeed the Knights of Ren. Now, what I find very intriguing is how it's a total of 6. So these 6 male actors in their 20s that range from the ages of 21 to 27 years old, and they actually are going to be using the props of axes and spears. If you look at the Knights of Ren in The Force Awakens, you do see pretty much the same exact weapons in there, and that kind of matches up directly with what's been described here for one of the scenes that will be shot for Episode 9. The thing that gets me though, alright, that really does get me excited is how Daisy Ridley will be training with one of the lightsaber hilt stunt props for this specific sequence with the male actors in their 20s that have a lot of experience with martial arts. So with that being said, alright, this major scene that is all set to be shot over at Cardington, by the way, a huge hangar that they used for a lot of films out there. I think they used it for James Bond, if I'm not mistaken. But looking past all of this, alright, the environment, how it's a rocky surface, there's a lot of cliffs in the background that are being developed for this set. Again, like I say, there's going to be a lot more, I guess you could say, more authentic sets that will be used in Episode 9 that they will be doing in comparison to The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. So that's one good thing to look forward to, as well as a lot more practical effects in this movie. So I think it's really going to feel pure and just tangible when you see a lot of these actors in some of these new environments for Episode 9. Now, the thing here is this, alright, if this fight is indeed between both Rey and the Knights of Ren, and it seems like it's going to be just that, where is Kylo Ren? Now, there's no word of Adam Driver and his involvement in this sequence. It could be that perhaps maybe he's on the side there, maybe he's knocked out, maybe he's elsewhere, I don't know. But nonetheless, this seems as so to be a scene between both Rey and the Knights of Ren, and I personally am really looking forward to this. Now, we do know that we got a similar type of sequence in The Last Jedi where both Rey and Kylo Ren are going up against the Praetorian Guards. I think that maybe J.J. Abrams is trying to change it up a bit by just having Rey going up against the Knights of Ren, where Adam Driver's portrayal of Kylo Ren is somewhere else doing his own thing, perhaps. I'm not quite sure. Now, the whole character of Rey, I think that this is something that we have been waiting to see in The Last Jedi, where she sided with Luke Skywalker and went up against the Knights of Ren. Rian Johnson even thought about putting that scene into the movie and decided to not do that and just stick with the Praetorian Guards. He just said he couldn't find a way to put the Knights into The Last Jedi. So with Episode 9 and the fact that J.J. Abrams is back, it just makes even all the more sense now, because J.J. came up with that idea. He came up with the whole entire idea and concept of the Knights of Ren going up against our heroes, and that was to be continued at some point in time, in the sequel trilogy. And he even said in the sequel trilogy commentary, or in the Force Awakens commentary, that at some point in time in the sequel trilogy, the Knights would be further explored. The fact that JJ is back now, I think it tells us that they are indeed coming back. So with that being said, guys, I gotta say one thing here, is that I think that a lot of people just want to see these Knights in action. We only got a short glimpse of them in The Force Awakens, and we didn't really get to see them doing all too much other than just standing there. So I think that this is definitely their opportunity in order to shine and show exactly how menacing they really could be. Now, will they all have lightsabers? We're not quite sure. For this scene so far, it's just axes and spears that they will be using against Daisy Ridley, but who knows, maybe they're using those primitive weapons as a way to provoke their enemy to attack, and then surprise them with lightsabers underneath their coats, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.